Hi guys, I'm back again, Thomas. Today I'm going to show you how I start finishing my guitar. We'll start with the top plate. I sanded it off with 400 grit sanding paper, and that's the last thing I did. What you see over here is some tape, paper tape. That's the exact place of the bridge and the exact form of the bridge. We are going to prepare the top plate, but when we will glue the bridge on the top plate, the glue will not fit as good as it should be when it's finished underneath. So the reason why we are finishing this is the last step will be some French polish, and we need a real smooth flat top surface. This is some egg white mixed with a fork. We're going to glue this on the surface, sweep the excess off, then we will let it dry and finish it with 400 grit sanding paper. We will do that twice. Afterwards we can take the French polish and politure everything, finishing it. So we're going to take a soft brush, just a normal painting brush, and we apply everything. What the egg white exactly will do is it will widen the fibers, and pieces of fiber that will not stick in the top plate, that are loose at some point, will stick out. So when it's dry, we can finish it off with sanding paper and the fibers will be gone. At this point we already used sanding paper, but we only removed I think 40% of the fibers we want to be removed. When we do this twice, we are going to remove 99%. You can see I just go over the tape. Of course, the reason why we use a soft brush is not to make any more scratches. Another advantage of this method is that the egg white will fill holes in the top plate, maybe some small holes around the rosette, so we get a really smooth top surface. And everything has a bit of egg white. We can wipe the excess off just with some paper towel, some tissues. We do this only at the top plate, not at the back or the sides, because the back or the sides, the wood has some tiny little holes in it, and they need to be filled. When we first we could use this method on the back side and the sides, but when we fill the little holes, we're going to scrape off the egg white, so it has no use. And all the excess is gone. We let it dry for about 6 hours. And when you do this in the morning, you can take your sanding paper in the afternoon. When we do this the second time, we let it dry for a night, so there's no doubt everything is dried. You can try the same just with some water. The fibers will react the same as with the egg white, but the fibers will be just as flexible as they are now. With the egg white, the fibers will come above, will rise, and they will stick at that will stick above, because the dried egg white. Okay, the egg white dried, so now we're gonna use some 400 grit sandpaper for the whole top of the guitar. Be sure to work carefully around the tape for the bridge position. Just smooth with a tiny bit of pressure. Okay, that's done. Now we're gonna remove the dust just with some piece of cloth. And now we are going to apply a next layer of egg white. Just the same as before. Apply the egg white and then remove what's left. It's not the purpose to leave it all dry, leave it all wet until it dries. that's it. Now we remove what's on top of the wood. That's finished. So now we are going to leave the guitar rest for the whole night. So it'll take 12 hours to 24 hours. So it's really dry before you take your sandpaper for the last time. Okay, the egg white dried for more than 2 days, so it's really hardened out. So now we are gonna sand it off with some 400 grit sanding paper. Now remove the dust. We now have a really smooth surface on the top plate. Some tiny little holes around the rosette. I hope you can see it. There at the end of the black lines were some tiny dots, tiny holes. They're filled now with the egg white. You can't see it. Now this top plate is ready to be polished with some French polish. but that's for another video. Bye!